everyone, Sarah Rogers here. I'm here today with Kevin Wilson. He's one of my students who has a very interesting story to tell us. And he does a lot to help other people, and I hope he gets to help you. So everybody, meet Kevin Wilson.
Hello everybody, and if my story can help just one person, I'm a happy camper. Let's put it that way. I'll try to sum it up as best as I can for you. Let's see. When I was growing up, my dad was an alcoholic. He was the best dad I had, but he was an alcoholic. I always had Christmas gifts. He provided, but he was also he provided, but he was never around. He liked drinking. So him and Mom, they would fight at night. It got to a point, I'm probably about 13 or 14, about 14. And they fighting in the middle of the night, and I'm like, I don't want to hear this crap. I don't want to hear it. So I would just leave. And for those that want to know, I grew up in Ozone Park, Queens, New York City. In a lot of playgrounds, schoolyards. So I go out, be 1 o'clock in the morning, I walk out, I'm just walking. Where am I going now? 13, 14 years old. I end up in the schoolyard. And who's there? The older kids, about 5 years, 6 years older than me. And they're hanging out, they're drinking, laughing. Because the cops back then, they didn't bother nobody in schoolyards. If we wasn't bothering nobody, they didn't bother us. So I started hanging out with them at a young age. Like I say, I was the youngster. And my neighborhood was all social clubs. It's all Italian and Irish. So every block you go to is a social club. For those of you that know what a social club is, it's where individuals hang out, where they do mischievous stuff. Hope I pronounced that right. Forget about my accent. And so anyway, this got to be a routine. I didn't go home at night because I didn't want to hear it. I hang out at the schoolyard with my new buddies. So, and of course my new buddies, a couple of their dads were wise guys, connected, whatever. So what do? We would go out and, I'll say, do a couple of scores, collect swag. For those who don't know what swag is, it's whatever's worth money. It can be cigarettes, sweatsuits, milk, beer, whatever you got. If it's worth money, we want, because we want to get rid of it. So we can have money to do what we want, because we were young. So we did that. We would get stuff and we would go to numerous social clubs and we get money. And what do we do with the money when we're young? Sure, we all had nice cars and nice clothes. But a lot of us turned to drugs. Drugs and alcohol. Because we thought we were big shots. So, here I say, I'm not going to be like my father, and here I am drinking and doing drugs. I'm doing the same thing he did. So, that life from 13 to 14 till I was about 29, that was my whole life. Just hanging out with nose breakers, knock around guys, taking what wasn't ours to support our habits. And I was married, and I had 2 young kids, 1 and 2. And one day I just woke up, I says, man, what am I doing? I gotta be here for my family, man. 1 and 2 year olds. I don't want to be like my father, I don't want to be that. And let me just say this, I tried a lot of rehabs and outpatient programs, because I didn't want to live that life, but it got to be an addiction. I didn't want to live that life. I just maintained, and they didn't work for me, because I'm not knocking it, it works for some people, but it didn't work for me, because people were looking for excuses. My boss yelled at me, I got a flat tire, I got to go out and get high. That wasn't me. I woke up in the morning knowing I'm getting high when I get home or whenever I can, because I loved it. I didn't need an excuse. I loved it. And I knew it was starting to be a problem. Problem with the law and everything. So I had family that lived in Florida. I said, I'm going to go to Florida for a while. Get away from the neighborhood, get away from everybody. Went to Florida. I loved it. I say I went to rehab in Florida. I stayed. I loved it. Best thing I ever did for me. Straightened me out. Straightened my family out. I got a family life now. But what am I missing? I'm missing my friends. I'm missing the people I hang around with, joking around, because I'm not going to say I can't associate with Joe the banker or Al the lawyer and stuff, because we have nothing in common to talk about. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm a plumber. I got a job doing facility maintenance at Harley-Davidson, a couple of buildings. So Harley-Davidson, you get a lot of bikers, you get a lot of motorcycle clubs. And I'm like, wow, I can hang out with these guys. These guys are cool. I can talk to them. I don't have to watch what I say. I don't have to watch what I say. I can talk to them. So we started clicking. I got invited to come to some open houses, hang around, ride. I loved it. I said, I want to be part of this, you know? This is great. And I'm not getting high and I'm not drinking. This is great. So I get involved with one club, and I even was treasurer. And I don't know if anybody knows with these clubs, another club came in, shut them down. And so I started hanging out with the club that shut them down and associating with them, supporting them, hanging around. And in that environment, you know, there's some liquor and whatnot. And there was a lot of younger kids that would come in. I call them brothers, a lot of younger brothers, and they get an S on their chest, you know. And a lot of them too would look up to me and a couple other members that were also clean and sober, and they would look up to us, which I liked. I loved it because I didn't want nobody ending up effing their life up. So I love that. I love helping people. So I love that. So, but after a while, I'm like, I can't do this. I got, you know, I love it here. I love the atmosphere. I love the guys, but I got a family, you know. So I started weaving off. And I started, I'm not a holy roller. I just started. I'm going to tell you a funny story. I couldn't read the real Bible. I had to buy the children's Bible. That's what I did. And I read the Bible. I started talking to the man upstairs because I didn't tell you guys this. Through all my encounters, I was stabbed a couple of times, hit in the head with a bat. There's a lot of times the man upstairs could have punched my ticket. I don't know why he kept me around. Did he keep me around for my family? I don't know. I do got a beautiful life now. I've got stuff I never would have. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be alive, or I'd be incarcerated. So he has a plan. I don't know what his plan is, but he's keeping me around, and I thank him for that. So let me tell you where I'm getting at, where I am now. Working at Harley-Davidson, you know how that goes. They hire a couple of younger kids to take the old man's job. Pay him less, get rid of the guy that's making good money. And I always had a friend that was in acting, and I kept in touch with him. And when I knew, what am I going to do now, man? I'm going to be 60 years old. What am I going to do now? Go work at McDonald's or something? You know I got a plumbing trade. You know, I don't want to do that. What do I got to do? 60 years old. He had always told me, why don't you be a background actor or an extra? You got that biker mob look. You should do it. And at the time, I told him, nah, I don't need that free food. I know you guys get free food, right? So I let that go for about 5 years. And when I see my thing coming to an end, I called him up and I said, hey, I don't want to mention his name. I said, hey, what do I got to do, man? And he says, I'm going to tell you what you got to do. And he says, it's a long process. It don't come to you like that. And he set me up with people that I have to set me up with. And one person he set me up with, he put in my path, was, I hope she don't get upset, Miss Sarah Rogers, and that's who's here with me right now. And she's helped me out a lot, acting and teaching me the, what's the word I'm looking for? It will come to me and I'll tell you. Teaching me the ropes, but teaching me what I need to know to do what I want to do. So, sure, I want to be a background actor, an extra. But people tell me I'm better than that. You should do this, you should do that. And she has helped me. And I don't, like I say, why did the guy keep me around? Why does he keep me around? Did he keep me around to be a background actor or something? I don't know. That's to come. That's a question more to come, I guess. But I am blessed to be here. I'm getting where my story is now. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be people put in my path, like Miss Rogers. And I don't know where this is taking me, but I've gotten, it's crazy. It's been, I want to say, 3 months. And it's just taken off. It's just taken off. I mean, I know I keep saying blessed. I'm not a holy roller, but I'm blessed.
You are blessed, and I'm going to ask you, and because you've shared it with me, I want you to share it with the audience. You got called from some of your old pals from Brooklyn and in New York to do Brooklyn Ties, which we don't know when that's going to shoot, but you're going to be a Principal Lenny, I do believe is your character in that. And then you just finished shooting something locally for Sirio DiPaggio.
Dynamite Guy.
What is the name of that piece again?
Silent Partners.
Silent Partners.
It's going to be a gem. I say gem.
And on top of that, you came here today and you told me that somebody from Jacksonville that you met at a networking party loves your look, and he wants to hire you for pay to do another film, either in Jacksonville or Miami, depending upon where they shoot. And then you got another.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you've been really busy, and you've only been at this for 3 months.
Yeah.
The reason being, not everybody's going to do this, but because it's you, you have a look, you have an attitude, and you're kind. And those things will get you very far. So tell us a little bit about how you see yourself in like 2 years.
2 years?
Mm-hmm.
If I tell you how I want to see myself in 2 years, you probably
That's hard
think
to
I'm
say.
nuts.
I
mean, I hope I do well in acting. I hope I pick up more work. I hope I make some money because I would like to give back. Because, like I say, I'm blessed. I want to give back. You know, I'm already in my head like, yeah, you know, I got a lot of foundations, whatever. I can, if I ever do get some cash, I can contribute, you know, to some charities.
Very nice.
And finally give back instead of taking, like when I was younger. Take.
There you go. So you
Give
learned the
back.
lesson that when you give, you get back. You definitely get back. And I understand you've been married for how long?
33 years.
Oh my.
Yeah.
And she stuck by you through all this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you have 2 gorgeous children, and you're a grandpa too, right?
Grandpops, and I just found out the other night, knock on wood. Hey, look at this, knocking on my head, knock on wood. I'm going to be a grandpa again, times 2.
You've
So,
got
yeah.
twins coming.
Yeah.
How
I hope my daughter's not getting
exciting.
upset if she sees this.
No, she won't get upset. That was very nice that he even brought it up. So this is wonderful. I think this is wonderful that your life is going so well. And you're right. When you give and you keep giving, things come back to you tenfold.
Never give up.
Never give
Never
up.
give up. I just want to, I mean, I know this is about me, my story, but by me doing this, I'm trying, if somebody sees this and it helps one person, like, hey, look at this guy. He did it. He was on his outs. He was on his, now look, he's doing great. If I can help just one person.
Well, that's what you're
God
about,
bless.
Kevin. And we are so pleased that you came here today to share your story. And I hope that you get millions of hits with it and people admire you for coming here and telling us the truth.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you. And like I say, God bless.
All
God
right.
bless.
Talk to you later.